All right. Picking up the pace, moving right along. We have Jeffrey. Just my papers here. All right, Jeffrey, what do you have for me? Jeffrey says, what do you do when your passion might start to become economically viable? Currently, I have an okay thing going as CFO for a small company, but for a long time, I had a hobby writing fiction. I got some short stories published in professional publications. I even received a few prizes and caught the interest of an agent. At this stage, I realized that the next step was to write a full novel, but this would take significant time. As a consequence, I performed some basic economic analysis to determine how best to spend my time. I'll spare you the details of all of Jeffrey's analysis, but basically he worked out that if he wrote 1 hour per day, it would take him 3 years to write the novel. And then he had a lot of issues about that. Would he lose interest if he had to drag it out that long? Though he has time to do that, would that be time he could have spent on other activities that would help him advance in his career as a CFO? So he's trying to figure this all out. All right, so Jeffrey, my thoughts. It's clear from your tone that you're interested in novel writing and not super psyched about your job. You say it's fine. I like my boss. It's manageable, but not super excited. In your elaboration, you say that multiple times. So that's interesting to me. So what you want to do, it sounds like, is seriously explore the possibility of making more of your income come from writing, spend more time writing. Now, I think we have to do a Derek Siver thing here, right? We need to use money as a neutral indicator of value. We can't just guess, especially when it comes to fiction writing. We can't just guess how much am I going to make as a writer and plan based off of that. You need to make money as a writer and say, here's how much I make as a writer. And then you can make really informed tactical decisions about what to do with your job. So how do you get to that information faster? Well, I'm going to say, first of all, you got to write more than an hour a day. I think you should find out how to get to 20 hours a week. I think you can do that. I think you need 2-hour writing blocks, which means you probably have to start earlier in the morning, and a large weekend block as well. I think do at least that. You can get to 20 hours a week. Now we're greatly accelerating the pace. And even if you're only doing 15 hours a week, you're greatly accelerating the pace. And then 2, take time off. Take 2 weeks off. Don't even have to be vacation. Look, you're going to assume that you're going to sell the novel. An agent is interested. Roll the dice and take a 2-week leave of absence. You can get easy 50 hours in 2 weeks. So you can get like a big push to finalize and polish it. So that's what I'm saying, like 20 hours a week, 15, 20 hours a week. 4 months from now, take a 2-week leave of absence, knock that thing out. So let's get the feedback soon. Get that novel out there, see if you sell it, how much money, what does my agents think, what does my editors think, what are the reasonable case scenarios for my career here as a writer. Then you have the data to make the right decision. And the right decision maybe be full-time writing. Maybe, I mean, if your spouse also works and you can live kind of cheap, that might work. Maybe, and Jeffrey, I'm looking in between the lines here. If Jeffrey is a pseudonym for Brandon Sanderson, I would say you probably are okay. You're probably okay. You can probably quit your job. Or maybe what it is you change your job. You know, you're a CFO of a small company. That means you could be a financial consultant for companies. We see this all the time. Part-time CFOs that smaller firms and smaller nonprofits hire to spend 10 hours a week to keep their books and help them make decisions, but they can't afford a full executive. Go to that work and like, great. And I'll be able to do that 30 hours a week and I'm writing the rest. And then when my books get more successful, I can drop that to 10 hours a week. Like, there's a lot that will be open to you, but you need the hard data and you have to publish the book or at least sell the book. Sell the book to get data to make that decision. And I'm just going to say, don't take 3 years. Work harder, take time off, take some, but manageable risk. Risk not like quitting your job, but like leave of absences or putting aside all promotion activities for a few months. Get the book done, see what happens. As Brandon Sanderson learned when he wrote Name of the Wind, sometimes you got to just write. All right, Jesse, it's not an episode if we don't annoy. Not only does that annoy fantasy fans, but annoys everyone who's not because they have no idea what the hell we're talking about. So that's another double whammy. That's the type of stuff you're going to get with our triple threat show.
Once things die down, he's probably going to be your first guest.
Brandon?
He'll be in here. He'll like Tacoma coffee.
Where's he based? He's like Utah or something?
I don't know. He's probably got enough money to fly here, though.
Yeah. He's got to fly out here. I do want to have, we do want to do guests. we're trying to think through like what the right format is. Do we want people who are living interesting lives? What famous people do? We want whatever. We're trying to figure that out.
Selfishly, I want you to talk to a bunch of people. I want you to talk to Elon. I want you to talk to Mark.
Jesse has the most unreasonable plans for our guests.
I think they all want to talk to you.
Jesse has ridiculously unreasonable plans for who's going to come in here.
I can pick them up from the train in my truck.
That'd be awesome if you picked up Elon in your truck, Zuckerberg in your truck. You know how many publicists would get fired if those people came here and like they came with their publicist? They're like, oh my God, I'm terrible at my job. No, I like your optimism. I like it. But anyways, we're going to have guests. And I for sure, at the top of my list is I want to have novelists on. I think it'd just be cool to talk to. I'm going to talk to working, not literary novelists because that seems unapproachable and hard, but genre novelists. And like, tell me about your life. Yeah.
Speaking of publicists, real quick, it's in some of those shows like the Super Pumped one and the We Crash one, they have publicists in there, and they get treated horribly.
The publicist?
Just by those like really rich CEO dudes who are tenacious.
Oh, man.
They just get
and
by the wives.
Well, hopefully Lillian and Margot, you don't feel like I treat you that way. I try to be nice. We got a great team of publicists at Portfolio who have been dragged around various cities with me, going to various places and studios, and I always appreciate what they do. So Lillian and Margot, you have my appreciation. I will try not to be like the WeWork guy.